Hi students, this is your human resource management class. Today I will discuss about the training program. The topic would be considered in the following slides are: what is training, its definition, objective of a training program, needs, methods for determining training needs, importance, types of training, and areas of training. So, training constitutes a basic concept in human resource management. It is concerned with developing a particular skill to a desired standard by instruction and practice. Training is a highly useful tool that can bring an employee into a position where they can do their job correctly, effectively, and consciously. Training is the act of increasing the knowledge and skill of an employee for doing a particular job. Training typically focuses on providing employees with specific skills or helping those correct deficiencies in their performance. After an employee is selected, placed, and introduced in an organization, he must be provided with training facilities so that he can perform his job efficiently and effectively. So, training is a societal and continuous process of increasing skills, knowledge, attitudes, and efficiency of employees for getting better performance in the organization. There are several definitions regarding training program. Training has been defined by different scholars of management. Some important definitions of trainings are as, according to Gary Dessler, training is the process of teaching new employees the basic skill they need to perform their jobs. According to Jack Horwin, training is the process of transmitting and receiving information related to problem solving. Edward Flippo said, training is the act of increasing the knowledge and skills of an employee for doing a particular job. In simple words, we can say to provide the ability for the employee to perform a specific job is called training. Thus, the art, knowledge, and skill to accomplish a specific job in a specific way are called training. The primary aim of training or giving formal education for the manager is to increase his ability to learn from experience. That means whichever they gain during the program or during the office culture, they can share to their employee. The second aim is to increase his ability to help his subordinates to learn from experience. According to McGregor, there are three different purposes for training. The first one will be acquiring intellectual knowledge. The second one will be acquiring manual skill. And third would be acquiring problem solving. Now, what do you mean by acquiring intellectual knowledge? An electrical engineer may need more knowledge than he now possesses about a circuit designing. A new employee may require knowledge about the company policy. A foreman may require information about the new provision in the labor agreement. The acquisition of knowledge is a fairly straightforward process provided the individual wants the new knowledge. It can be made available to him in several ways. That means anything new they can gain in the from the employees, from the experience holder is called acquiring intellectual knowledge. The second will be acquiring manual skill. The acquisition of a manual skill required practical or experience accompanied is feedback. Pure trial and error method learning can be sped up by guidance, but individual cannot learn unless he performs and receives clues which tell him about the success of his efforts. The necessary effort will be expended only if there is a felt need on the part of the learner. The third one will be the acquiring problem solving skill. Much of managers' work is solving problems. This includes organizing his own and his subordinates' activities, planning, and a wide range of other decision-making activities. These are the skills involved in diagnosing problem, interpreting relevant data, assessing alternative solution, and getting feedback concerning the effectiveness of the solution. These skills can be improved, and classroom education is one method utilized for this purpose. In our next topic, we could tell about need for training. Now, one question may arrive in your mind that what is the difference between need and objective? Some academics define the difference between needs and objectives as a need is a description of a destination and an objective is a measure of the process that is needed to get to the destination. In this context, need are the long-term outcomes. You want to achieve this for the organization. So, every organization should provide training to all the employees irrespective of their qualification and skills. Specifically, the need for training arises because of the following reason. The first one will be environmental changes. Machinization, computerization, and automation have resulted in many changes that require trained staff possessing enough skill. The organization should train the employees to enrich them with the latest technology and knowledge. Organization complexity. With modern invention, technological upgradation, and diversification, most of the organization have become very complex. This has aggravated the problem of coordination. So, in order to cope up with the complexities, training has become mandatory. Human relation. Every management has to maintain very good human relation, and this has made training as one of the basic conditions to deal with human problems. To match employee specification with the job requirement and organization's need. An employee specification may not exactly suit to the requirement of the job and the organization irrespective of past experience and skills. There is always a gap between an employee's present specification and the organization's requirement. For filling this gap, training is required. Change in the job assignment. Training is also necessary when the existing employee is promoted to the higher level or transferred to another department. Training is also required to equip the old employees with new techniques and technology. Now, method for determining training needs. HRM experts have identified the different methods for the identification of training needs. They are observation and analysis of job performance, management recommendations, staff conference and recommendation, analysis of job requirement, consideration of current and projected change, survey, reports, and inventories. Once it has been determined that training is necessary, training goals must be established. Management should state what changes or results are sought for each employee. These goals should be tangible, measurable, and verifiable. Goals should be clear to both management and employees. Both should know what is expected from the training effort. What is the importance of training? Training of employees and managers are absolutely essential in this changing environment. It is an important activity of HRD, that means Human Resource Department, which help in improving the competencies of employees. Training gives a lots of benefit to the employees such as improvement in efficiency and effectiveness, development of self-confidence and assist everyone in self-management. The stability and progress of organization always depends on the training imparted to the employees. Training become mandatory under each and every steps of expansion and diversification. Only training can improve the quality and reduce the wastage to the minimum. Training and development is also very essential to adapt according to the changing environment. Various types of training can be given to the employees such as induction training, refresher training, on-the-job training, vestibule training, and training for promotion. Some of the commonly used training programs are induction training, also known as orientation training given for the new recruiters is in order to make them familiarize with the internal environment of an organization. It helps the employees to understand the procedure, code of conduct, policies existing in that organization. Job instruction training. This training provides an overview about the job and experienced trainer demonstrate the entire job. Addition training is offered to employees after evaluating their performance if necessary. Vestibule training. It is the training on actual work to be done by an employee but conducted away from the workplace. Refresher training. This type of training is often in order to incorporate the latest development in a particular field. This training is imparted to upgrade the skill of employees. This training can also be used for promoting an employee. Apprentice training. Apprentice is a worker who spends a prescribed period of time under a supervisor. Organizations provide training to their employees in the following areas: company's policies and procedure. This area of training is to be provided with a view of acquainting the new employees with the company's rule, practice, procedure, tradition, management, organization structure, environment, product, and service offered by the company. This acquaintance enables the new employee to adjust himself with the changing situation. Information regarding company's rule and policies create favorable attitude of confidence in the mind of new employees about the company and its product or service, as well as it helps or it develops in him a sense of respect for the existing employees of the company and the like. The company also provides first-hand information to the employee about the skill needed by the company, its development programs, quality of product or service, and the like. This enables the new employees to know his share of contribution to the organization, growth and development. Training in specific skill. This area of training is to enable the employees more effective on their job. The trainer trains the employee regarding various skills necessary to do the actual job. For example, the clerk in the bank should be trained in the skill of making entire entries correctly in the age, skill, and arithmetical calculation. Quick comparison of figure, entries and the other. Similar, the technical officers are to be trained in the skill of project appraisal, supervision, follow-up and many more things. Human relation training. Human relation training assumes greater significance in organization as employees have to maintain human relation not only with other employees but also with their customers. Employees are to be trained in the area of self-learning, interpersonal competence, group dynamics, perception, leadership style, motivation, grievance redress, disciplinary procedure and the liking area. This training enables the employees for better teamwork, which leads to improvement, efficiency and productivity of the organization. Problem solving training. Most of the organization problems are common to the employees dealing the same activity at different level of organization. Further, some of the problem of different manager may have the same root cause. Hence, management may call together all managerial personnel to discuss commonly with common problem so as to arrive at effective solution across the table. This not only help in solving the problem but also serve as a forum for the exchange of ideas and information that could be utilized. The trainers had to organize such meetings, train and encourage the trainees to participate actively in such meetings. Managerial and supervisory training. Even the non-managers sometimes perform managerial and supervisory function like planning, decision making, organizing, maintaining interpersonal relation, directing and controlling. Hence, management has to train the employee in managerial and supervisory skill also. Apprentice training. The Apprentice Act 1961 requires industrial units of specified industry to provide training in basic skill and knowledge in specified trades to educated employees or apprentices with a view to improve their employment opportunities or to enable them to start their own industry. This type of training is between 1 to 4 years. This training is generally used for providing technical knowledge in the area like trades, crafts, etc. In addition, any specialized training as required for the organization is imparted to selective employees intended to take up the assignment. Even employees are sent abroad or sent for special courses in study leave if the employer is ensured by the employee of working in the organization for a certain period of time after the course by some suitable legal undertaking. So, the basic characteristics and area of training are up to this. Hope all of you understand this topic. If you have any doubt, you can ask me here. In the next class, I will talk about training process and some other principles. Thank you.